Hey, good morning. I'd like to call this Town of Star Valley Ranch Town Council. Am I early? Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, you're 45 seconds.
My
early.
watch is ahead. I was like, we're 5 minutes late. So anyway, sorry. I'm going to go ahead and call this meeting, this work session of the Town Council to order. It is Tuesday, February 10th at 9:59 a.m. We do have all council members in attendance. Let the record also reflect that we have Town Administrator Aiken, Town Clerk Hurd, and Town Building Official Kazir in attendance as well. So could I get a motion to approve the agenda?
Move we approve the agenda.
It's been moved by Councilman Toolson. Is there a second?
A second.
Seconded by Councilman Bitter. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Okay. The first item on the agenda under discussion items is the administrator's update. So Administrator Aiken, what do you have for us today?
We both did. Yeah. So our SCADA system is fully up and running now, and we can pull up here so you can take a look at it. So this is what it looks like.
They took off the website.
You what?
They took off the website.
Yeah, we just Mayor had them remove the website because this is not it's not on our website, so it's not directing anybody to the town's website.
And it wasn't the right website.
It was not.
It said Star Valley, Wyoming.
They're a little disappointed. They're like, oh, we just threw that in there for aesthetics.
Yeah.
Thanks, but it's wrong. So this shows all of our, tank levels and our pumps on there, the hours on the pumps. It's very similar to our old system, but this is very user-friendly. The problem with the old system was we couldn't pull the data out of it. We had to have someone we contracted with send us the data, and it wasn't always usable and didn't always get here on time. So the last little piece they did for us here was to take the 3 wells and the spring and put a formula so it puts all the flow or all the production into one number for us so we can see what we actually produce. And then when we get our residential meters installed, it will be able to measure that against what goes out. So that was a huge key piece that was missing in our water system. It made it very difficult to answer questions. But this is what it looks like. This is web-based, cloud-based, so we can access it from cell phones or wherever we need to. The Starlink account has worked very well. We haven't had any problems with this since we did the switch and have higher internet speeds. But we have one more meeting on, Thursday?
Yep.
And we're just gonna go over, we have 1 month of data to make sure that it looks like it's right, so.
We have a total.
Yeah, so, but everything's fully functional, up and running now. Any questions about this specifically?
Dare I ask what the alerts are for out there?
So we set those up, and the guys have been working on, that's the next item on here is, they're installing the large flow meter in the Fox Run well. So the guy's been in and out. Anytime anyone opens a door in one of the pump houses, it sets off an alarm.
Okay.
Because that way, if we're here and no one's supposed to be there, we know. Hey, we're head up there real quick to see what's going on. You also get alerts for if tanks get low. We set all the settings there.
Wow.
So my guess is, go ahead.
I just love the fact that you know when the pumps are running and it's showing your gallons per minute and everything.
It's all in real time.
This is so cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
This is a pretty massive update to the system.
Wow. Fantastic.
So the new flow meter going into Fox Run is in. It just, Scott's got a few questions on just a little bit of wiring to finish it off, but it should be done this week.
Is that the first one?
That's the first one. I think then we'll probably do the one across the street here.
Okay.
It's number 2. And while we're talking about water, we had kind of an anomaly happen about a week ago where somehow a little bit of chlorine got siphoned back in when one of the pumps turned on. We didn't anticipate that, didn't realize that was going to happen. So if anybody, we did have a couple complaints about, hey, I can taste the chlorine, and we went and tested, and it was a little high. It was about half of what we could actually put in, but it was like a 1.3 kind of level, or 0.13. I mean.
So you could definitely taste it.
Yeah. So the water guys went and flushed fire hydrants to get rid of that. And I told them, go find what we need and have it overnighted, so we don't have this problem again. They had it, it's installed now, so.
Did that affect like a particular area of town or more than others?
The one that was the most affected was on Elkhorn, West Elkhorn there, so. We also had this month well over 30 water meters that didn't register when we did our, when we drove around to get that off them for billing. And that's just another sign that our meters and our software is performing very poorly. It actually caused a problem with a couple of the homeowners association meters. The one over here behind our well across the street, the bathrooms are shut off. And what happened on that one, for example, it dropped a digit off the reading. So the reading was, it read, but it dropped a digit off, and then when it puts it back on this month, 500,000 gallons is what it shows. So we do have things like that flagged with Cassell, where if it's out of a range, it flags it. This one, for whatever reason, didn't get flagged there, and it kind of caused a little bit of a hiccup there, but working with the HOA, trying to remedy this, we installed a new meter at the clubhouse, because we've had historical problems with that meter. It's only a couple years old, but it had an error on there saying there was a leak. We did a leak detection test, it couldn't, the gallons weren't ticking up, but it still said there was a leak. Didn't know if it was a meter or not, so we pulled the meter, we had a new one, we put it in, and we did not connect that one to Bluetooth, so it would require the guys to do a manual read every month, so we can avoid a future problem with that meter. But the point is, we're moving forward. Residential meters should be arriving probably by March 1st in batches of 250. And Zach is going, he's got a plat map and he's planning out which plats we're gonna start with, and we're gonna go plat by plat. Make sure we check off every residential meter so we don't miss some. But we're coming up with a plan on how we're gonna do that right now. So, if you noticed, the sign down at the front entrance is missing. It didn't get stolen. It's been sun faded, and the mayor asked that we make it look a little nicer. So it's down at the shop, and we're gonna sandblast it and repaint it. So, if it looks significantly different from the other one, we're gonna have to take that one down and paint that one too. But that's where that sign is at the moment. We did have, we've gotten a few questions about overtime. What we're trying to get the guys to do is when you work overtime is to put on their time card a note about why I got called in to do sanding for 2 hours, just so we can track it better. And long-term plan on tracking time in general is we plan to ask in the budget for a time clock or a punch clock down at the shop. It just will make life easier for everybody, I think. So. We also have made a job offer that was accepted for a natural resources coordinator position, and that will start on the 17th of this month, so next Tuesday. And I haven't finalized the job description, but I'll send it to you when I'm done. But that position will oversee a lot of our EPA paperwork, work with the Natural Resources Board, oversee Firewise and those kind of things that are becoming bigger issues for the town as we grow. And that was Alyssa Archuleta. We discussed her before, her qualifications. I think that will be a big help to where we're going to go as a town. Our grant application for the build grant is due on the 24th. We're going to meet again this week. But we're at the point where pretty much everything's ready. We just need to finalize the drafts, and we're reaching out for some letters to members of the community. And I would ask everybody here on the council, if you're willing, to send a letter that would show support for the grant to pave roads and create better egress routes. Yes, sir.
While you're talking about the bill grant, can I get Jamie to pull up the map that shows so I want everybody to see where we are on that one. Good grief, you got that well hidden, Jamie.
I do. What one?
The map, see, here's the map of the
Oh,
town.
that one, okay.
And you've got the color coding and the little dots that pop up on the side. If you click on one of them, Jamie, I'd appreciate it. Tells you exactly what's going in, the coordinates of the road addition, the road, the rock, the asphalt, the chip seal, etc., from every road that's in the grant. It's the first time we've been that sophisticated, if you
What,
will.
what's the difference between the yellow and the red?
Pave. As an asphalt?
Yeah.
Okay, so
The
asphalt
yellow's
versus,
asphalt.
and then
Yeah.
chip seal, okay, so those are the steep parts?
Yes,
Is that-
yes.
okay.
Which we need to do asphalt with.
15% grade or over, or if there's a couple spots, like the 90 here on Vista West, just given, if you have heavy trucks that are accelerating, it's a problem.
Or even where there's a really bad service for potholes,
Yeah.
right, where you get water that settles, or,
Mhm.
okay, okay.
So,
Can you scroll down a little bit so you can see the rest?
And that will
Or the
take,
northern part, yeah. Or I should say, scroll
how do I,
Sorry. Okay, thank you.
that will take care of the pavement on everything north of Vista, all the way to the end,
How many miles is that?
about 15 or 16.
Yeah.
Yes.
we've been trying to milk Zach for everything he's worth before he retires here, so he's been really busy on this, but
And then what are the little blue segments or turquoise?
Oh, that's emergency.
Okay.
yeah.
Oh,
So,
like out of Crater Canyon,
Yeah,
the little,
The
Wickles.
one down on Cedar to, East Forest,
Mhm.
and then the one up on the north end
Yep,
is the water, right away.
yes. People take their side-by-sides up and down that.
yeah.
and those will just
Currently,
be, those will just be gravel.
Gravel.
Yeah.
Okay, got
And
it.
that's for emergency egress. I mean, up on Evergreen, you're pretty locked in there if there's a fire or something,
Mhm.
so.
So having done all of this, what is the grant value that you're, since you're in final draft, I'm assuming you kind of have that number,
$3.6 million.
3.6, okay.
Yeah, so the way, we have to have a 20% match, but the way we're trying to leverage that
Yeah.
is the work we're doing with Vista and Plat 5 and that kind of stuff is, that's our investment. That's our 20% match is what we're hoping to
Okay.
offset. that.
Offset it,
Yeah.
but we were gonna do that anyway, so it's a, yeah, perfect.
So, I mean, grants are real competitive. Mike Oatland that just joined our roads board has been very helpful on this. He's oversees all the roads and bridges for the BLM in the country, so he's a very good resource to help us through this final stage. But,
When do you want our letters?
so as soon as you can get them, I mean, we have to have this submitted prior to the 24th, so. And that usually kind of can tip the scales for your grant application. Your letters of support are very helpful. And there's several other people I'll reach out to this week, like the fire chief and Marty Halverson from the fire district, Dan Dockstetter. I have a list here somewhere of everyone that I have, but ask the county commissioners if someone give us a letter as well, Mr. Oldman and the bus barn. So if you can think of anybody else that we should add to the list, please let me know and try to give a letter of support there.
School bus drivers.
Yeah, the bus barn, yeah.
The other thing about this grant is we will know prior to or on June 24th.
That was my next question. When
Okay.
they decide.
So very hopeful, but if we don't get it, we do have a plan B. So
And even if we don't get the grant, we are so far ahead on what we're gonna have to have, and then we can start working on the budget.
And so if we don't get it, for, let's say this year, May, June, July, August, September, have you guys got a plan?
for what we're gonna do, yeah.
Yeah, with the chip seal?
Yes.
Okay.
So we'll finish the projects that we had, 3 layers on
Yep.
Vista, Plat 21, and then Plat 5, and then,
So we'll just use your numbers and put them into the budget that way. Okay, all right,
so,
okay.
anything I can answer for anybody.
Anything else for Trevor? Okay, thank you. Next item on the agenda are financials. Our treasurer is on vacation this week, so Councilman Bitter, could I ask you to give us a
Sure,
quick run
sure.
through, please?
And as, you know, I can't do the job that Loretta does with all of her things, but let me read through kind of what I put in my email. That way, if there's something that piques your interest or questions, we can go through it. General fund, the revenue was down, it's down, and I'll talk to everything year to date. Revenue is down 42,000 year to date due to the fifth penny of about 27 being short, 27K, and severance tax. The severance tax should be paid, it just wasn't, and that was 20K. Otherwise, revenue on the general fund looks good versus last year. Remember, the state told us that we were gonna be down 8%. Versus last year, fifth penny is only down 2.6%, not 8, and the sales tax is only down 5.6%. So both better than what the state forecasted said of 8%. On the expenses side for general fund, we are lower than the budget by 14, so that's good. Driven by lower wages and a few other multiple categories of lower spending. There was an ambulance payment of 33,000 paid earlier than budget. And when I looked at last year, it was paid earlier than last year, so we just went with last year's payment. So, again, March, we'll see the offset, and it'll be on a year-to-date basis, right on. Capital spend continues to be lower, 104K better or lower spending than in budget. That's mostly due to the rejection, what we've saved money on to date. Cash balance for general fund is under $2 million, just under $2 million versus a budget of 1.6. So we're $400,000 better. On the water fund side, revenue is higher than budgeted by 210K. That's mostly due to the 175K for the grants that we received that we didn't budget for, and higher tap-ons of about 38,000. On the expense side, we are we're higher in expenses by 12,000 above our budget, and that's mostly due to some engineering consulting fees of about 30,000 that were higher than planned. And I think I don't know why we wouldn't have charged that as CapEx, but we can revisit that, because again, it should be, since it's external third party, we should be able to capitalize that against the project, okay? And on the capital spend for water fund, we are $683,000 favorable to budget, and that's basically due to the residential meters not being paid for, the $500,000 that's in there, and we're spending less right now on the Prater delivery line. So cash for water fund is sitting at 2.4 million versus 1.9 million that was budgeted. And on the total level, revenue then is higher by 170,000. Expenses are lower by $1,000. So I couldn't even, I don't even know if I've ever seen my budgets in 38 years ever get that close, or 0.04% within budget. And that's on $2.5 million of spend. So cash balances are sitting at 4.4 million versus 3.5 as budgeted, but mostly due to the just lower spending in capital so far. The one other thing that I noticed was that the fire contract, and if anybody can shed light on this, it'd be great. The fire contract is on a mill basis, tax. Well, we're spending more right now on the fire than what we budgeted, and we budgeted the same as what we did the year before. So my question is why are we higher? Maybe it's an anomaly, but I'm gonna get with Loretta and go through that and understand why, you know, what prompted that higher payment. And then we'll hopefully it's just gonna be a true up towards I think it was May when the next one comes in. So, so that's it. I mean, I could go through the wild class balances, but that's, I don't think anybody would care too much. So, any questions? If you guys you see I sent you the Excel files. If you see anything that you just have questions on, let Loretta know. You can ask her, or I can take a look at it.
Yeah, so it only specifies the 3 mills in the contract for the fire department.
But since our property taxes are down,
I just wanted to make sure it didn't specify a
Yes.
certain amount,
no,
so,
I had read the same thing, so I'm
Okay.
going, that doesn't make sense, it doesn't,
yeah.
it's, something's not adding up here.
Okay, so yeah, let's definitely take a look at that.
I'll take a look and see what their bill actually says first,
Right.
and then we'll go from there. So,
Okay, thank you very much. Any questions for Councilman Bitter? Standing in for Treasurer Mason. Okay. All right, moving on, building official report, Mr. Kazir.
Yes, the building's starting to ramp up due to the lack of the weather. People are starting to submit their plans. We're looking at probably 3 to 5 new sets of plans coming in the next couple of weeks. We're permitting our first single-family residence this week. We've got a lot of builders here building spec houses, the same builders I dealt with last year, so it's gonna be a busy season, especially with, lack of snow. People are starting their projects a lot earlier, so I've been getting a barrage of calls from real estate companies, people wanting to know what they have to do to pull a permit because they wanna build on some of these empty lots, so it's really starting to pick up. So I think it's gonna be a busy year this year with single-family residents because, people want to move to the ranch, so things are looking up on that. But also, we're trying to get everything finalized on the septic systems. Been making some calls to find out where we can find alternative locations for testing for soil and engineering for, people that we may have to require engineering depending on the soil samples and the perk tests. So me and Jamie are trying to finish the ordinances up for the septic system so we can move forward with that. But other than that, things are moving along pretty good. We're finishing up a lot of the electrical controls and we're just finishing up the office, the new office over there at the water bay. So things are picking up and with this weather, I think it's just going to get worse. So. Any questions?
Scott, again, we're getting really close to the budget.
Yes.
If you can think of a number that you want to put in there, I mean,
For the
what we
septic-
have last year, the same kind of number we can go with, if that's what you feel comfortable with.
Yeah, I think we'll probably either surpass last year or, we're being pretty close to
Okay.
the same. We had 36 single-family residents last year, so not to mention all the fence permits. There's been a lot of interest in fences lately. And we got a lot of remodels coming up.
Well, we may want to go with 40 then, just because interest rates have come down,
Yeah,
and we don't know if they'll continue to soften, but right now they're down, so that's probably why there'll be a little more activity, I would think.
sounds like a good number to round it off to.
Okay.
Other than that, that's all I've got today.
Can I backtrack a little bit and ask, I guess this is for Administrator Aiken and maybe for Councilman Bitter, on planning for the upcoming budget? I don't think we've scheduled any special work sessions or anything for budget review. Are we gonna start doing that at the end of March, or?
No, we're actually gonna start with, because the Financial Advisory Board wants to have a review of that before, and the fee schedule before we do the first reading. So if you back the calendar up with the February actuals, once February is closed, we'll put it into the Excel spreadsheet and get that all populated so that we can do our first pass of the budget.
Okay.
And that will be ready for everybody here's review, as well as, the staff. And then, let's say by the 15th, I think it was the date, mid-March, it should be in that form that we can send it out to everybody. Please give us your responses very quickly, and then we'll prepare for the first meeting. So
Okay,
that's the plan.
all right, thank you.
So it's, but that fee schedule is the most important thing, because we don't want to do what we did last year and not
Yes.
have anything in there. Let's have a dialogue on that very first time.
Yeah, and I'd kind of like to see, I think, maybe separate out the water fees from the other fees. I know we kind of had it all, like currently on the website, we have everything in one document. I think it might be helpful to kind of separate those. And we also lost the plant investment fee when
Yes.
we took fees out of ordinance a couple of years ago. Somehow we never added that one to our fee schedule, so we need to make sure we capture that one. For sure. Okay, thank you. All right, the next item on the agenda is just the latest on Mountain Estates. I did send to the council the draft of the annexation report last Friday. Also sent that to the planning commission. We do have some revenue and cost estimate drafts that I'm gonna hopefully get out to the council by the end of the week. That's something that staff has been working on, and Councilman Bitter's been reviewing vast spreadsheets for us. So that's coming together though, just as, so that we have more information on what we're looking at there. Anything else on Mountain Estates to pass along right now?
I sent everything to our attorney, I just haven't been able to make contact with him this week, so. That's mainly what I'm waiting on, is his review on a few things.
So we've got the site up on the town website under, if you go to the website, under the community tab, there's a new drop-down, new page for annexation petition information, and we're actively updating that. One of the suggestions that was made is for any emails or letters that the town has been receiving with people either voicing, having questions or having an opinion one way or the other, that we should include those on that page as well. So I'm gonna work with Jamie to get those compiled, and we'll add those to the website.
Are you trying to respond to everyone that does
Yes.
send in a request?
Yes.
So those will be posted as well?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Just so that everybody's aware of, the dialogue that's going back and forth, and on the, at least the written ones that have come in to me, I have forwarded my responses out to the council for information as well, email. Any questions on Mountain Estates? Don't have a whole lot new this week, but the cost estimate part should be interesting for everyone, I think.
The Mountain Estates, I've got two issues. On the fourth paragraph down from the beginning, line 2,
Is this on the annexation report? Sorry.
yeah,
Okay,
the draft.
okay.
We also have water on the west side of the property.
Okay.
It just says east and south, so we need to add the west side.
Okay.
And then the next to the last paragraph refers to doing county, going along with the county approval for it. I would object to that. I would like to see that changed to get rid of the county and talk about only single family in the single family area in an MR2 zone.
Okay.
Meet our requirements of the town.
I actually saw that when I read through it again. So we're definitely waiting for the attorney's read on that too, but we'll make note of those two items, and for whenever we get his input, we can look at incorporating those changes as well. Okay, anything else on Mountain Estates? So moving on to board reports, Finance Advisory Board, Councilman Merrill. Have they met since our last meeting?
Nope, not since the last report.
All right. Natural Resources Board? No?
Haven't met since.
Okay. This could be fast.
We're out enjoying the summer.
Yeah, no kidding, the summer in February. So the Planning Commission, sorry, prepared here. Yes, so the planning commission met after our last meeting. Thank you, Scott. So at the last planning commission meeting, that was on the 28th, the commission did review, we watched the recording of the town council work session from the day before, so that the commissioners that were not, I think we had one planning commissioner came to the work session, but, so the rest of them could see the information that Brian Welling presented about the annexation, so we watched that half-hour video, just so they could all get his input. And then we just went through, you know, the documents that we have and had some discussion, had a little bit of public comment as well, since there's always a public comment section in the planning commission meeting. And then we had an update on the master plan. There's another chapter forthcoming, hasn't gotten out yet, but it will soon. And then we did also talk about the revisions to ordinance 154074, which was the outside lighting, and the council did look at that one on the Tuesday before as well, and at that time said we needed a few more clarifications. So we're gonna not put that one forward until March, most likely. Planning Commission also looked at the ordinance 154062 that we're reading tonight, which is about the change to the roof overhangs to align with the IRC, as far as 24 inches instead of 18, I think it was. And I think that was pretty much it.
And you also added a minimum.
Yes, and we added a minimum of 12 inches, I think it was, yep. Okay, any questions about Planning Commission? They meet tomorrow, or we meet tomorrow at 5:30. Okay, Roads Board.
Roads Board met last week. We had the 3 new members to the board. Mike Altman was elected chair of the board. Mike is our new one that Trevor referred to. He is currently over all roads for the BLM in the United States. So he brings a lot of experience and knowledge to the development of the roads. He also was able to provide the Roads Board with a recommended dust control for rural roads. The Roads Board is now taking a look at all of the information that was created for the build grant, and their projects that they are working on now are to come up with a dust mitigation for roads as we are working forward to doing paving, so we can move forward on the whole project as we're going along. The next meeting will be the first Tuesday of each, they're decided to meet on the first Tuesday of each month at 4 o'clock.
Okay. All right, thank you. Travel and tourism, did they meet?
No. No, I'm waiting for a new date.
Okay, and the water board also has not met since our last meeting. All right, let's take a quick look at agenda items for this evening. We have the usual call to order, pledge, reconvening the regular meeting, adopting the agenda. We have a number of announcements and proclamations. We have the Arbor Day proclamation, we have a ride for the brand, town attorney has some remarks, and then we have a presentation from Dan Ordina from Starlight Health about the EMS Special District. Public comment, adopt the consent agenda. For the ordinances, we do have 2 old ones, which one is the 3rd reading of the short-term rental ordinance, and I'm gonna apologize that I think we're gonna have to table that one again. Did talk to the town attorney today. He was working on his comments to send us for that ordinance, but I have not gotten them. And we did have to go ahead and post it 10 days ago, so if I can get a council member to motion to table that, unless we want to take a vote on it, but I think we're really trying to wait on getting the input on the grandfather clause. So we'll have to table that one. The next one is, the other ordinance is about the town holidays, and then the new ordinance will be for the roof overhang change to the building code. And then we will also have a motion to accept the town audit. And we also have a plat amendment that the council needs to make a decision on. And that is it.
Just one comment, if we table the short-term rental ordinance, whoever tables it, make it date.
Like to the March
Comes
meeting or
back.
something like that, okay. Yeah, because that's what we did last time. Okay. All right, any questions for tonight? All right, matters from the mayor and council. Councilman Bitter, anything else?
No, I covered my issues.
Okay, Councilman Merrill.
I just was wondering about, I asked Trevor last week about the information regarding all the water off of Elkhorn that we had talked about like months ago, but I just didn't know, we were having the lawyer look over some of that and the contract, and I never heard back about it, or how that might impact our water in the future.
So, Trevor, Kevin's still got that ball, right?
It's a pretty complex question, and he's looked at it, we've had several discussions about it. I don't expect we'll get an answer anytime soon because of the depth of research he's gonna have to do on it. So,
And this, just as a refresher, right, this is all coming from the fact that we had another request for a tap over there, correct? And then that kind of got us looking at everything, so.
This is Prater East
yeah.
subdivision.
Is that what it's called? The one
Yeah.
off of Elkhorn that goes
Prater
Elkhorn
East.
to the east?
Prater East subdivision.
Okay.
So basically, nothing has happened yet as far as any information.
So we don't know, like, for sure how much water money it's gonna entail from the town yet.
We're not even sure we have to provide the water yet.
Yeah.
That's what we're looking at.
It's very interesting because there's two different documents. One precedes the other one. One says we will provide water to that subdivision. The second, or the more recent one, says we only have to provide 3 taps.
Yeah,
And we have 3 there.
yeah.
I thought it said 4, but I can't remember, but we do have 3 meter pits there already.
It's a nightmare.
If it were easy, we would come to the answer, but I don't know. Wyoming water rights is, you have to have a doctorate degree in just that, so.
Well, next time we talk to the town attorney, ask if he's had a chance to dig further into that one or not, but feel bad for the homeowner up there that it's, I don't know what the situation is with the well, but that's why the whole thing came up to begin with. So, okay, anything else, Councilman? Okay. Councilman Toolson, anything? No. Councilman Ellis?
Nope.
No? Okay. All right, wow. That's a record, I think. Could I get a motion to, I have nothing else for right now. Motion to adjourn, recess the meeting until,
Recess,
yes,
yeah.
until 7 PM this evening.
A motion that we recess until this evening at 7 PM.
It's been motioned by Councilman Bitter. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilman